So for example, now we want to create doors and windows. Before moving to the door or window function, I would create the auto wall. So you can simply create it with a quick line. So choosing the corresponding layer, the 00 auto wall or whatever it's called. So the 00 exterior wall, or we just say here auto wall, and we start picking, for example, here with the ortho, we'll just do this auto wall, which we know it's like this, 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 and this. So we have the outer line, and having so we are able to create the window, for example. So let's start with the door. So we cancel here, and once we open a door or a window function, you will see that the unneeded layers will be turned off in order to avoid this. So once we click somewhere where we have different elements, we will see all the elements below this cursor. So we should know, okay, which line string it is the 00 walls or whatever. So if we open the door function, you see that the unneeded layers are turned off, and then we can simply click the wall 1 and wall 2. For first we say where we are. If we didn't change the floor, we see here the latest used floor. The room, if we need to assign a room to a door, we can do it like that, or we can say read room. For example, we want to create this one. So we can pick here read room. I pick the text, so it's read the room that it was. But we don't really need it, only in the case that we have to export it later on to Excel through the Explorer function or for facility management, but if not, we don't need to assign a room. So we have different groups. So the most used door types are here in the group 1. Then we have group 2, sliding doors, different openings for such cases, like here, that the door is not opening either here or here, but in the middle. So let's start with the simplest one. So group 1, single door, and if we need to define the floor level and the top levels in order to get the height and then assign or insert a text, we can do it. If not, we would go straight on to wall 1, wall 2, and we see for each door type one information here which points we need to click. So starting with this one, imagine that we need the levels as well, and we have different options to pick these levels. So the first option would be as we did for the rooms. So we see inside, we pick on the floor, then we see all, and because we scanned, we only see the lower part of the frame. So if we pick here, you see that we picked the height, it's 198 meters. If we are not so sure or we want to see it much more detailed, we could use the cross profile that we define. So our cross profile is at the moment here where we define it, but if we open the plane manager and we pick cross, we just can move the position of this plane, of this vertical plane, to here. So for example, if we move it to there, so we see that we have this door here. So we could decrease the thickness, for example, if we want to see it a bit more accurate. So we could pick the floor and the head like this. We have it 1 centimeter different, probably a couple of millimeters, whatever. And then we can change to outline, for example. So we see that the door is opening in this direction, and we pick first the wall or the line, the wall line where the door is opening into this direction. So first this wall, second the other wall, then the hinge point, whatever we take as hinge point, the minimal opening width usually. So, and then the other opening, and then 1 point for the direction. If we did a mistake or it was not the right one, we click again opening, and it's opening into this direction, but in our case it's not opening into this direction but into this one. And it automatically moves to insertion. Insertion means where we want to insert the door stamp as we define it under settings with width and height, and so on. For example, we want to create here a different one. It's opening also into this direction, so if we need floor and top, we can pick it, as I said, from here, from the cross section, from the plan view, or even from the station view if we want to pick it from the station view. But in our case, we just pick the lines. We say it's the same height, so we pick wall 1, wall 2, hinge point, width point, opening direction, and text. Our text, we want to insert it here because we have more space here, and so on. So we would, for example, imagine that we have a double door here, so we change to double door. We pick again, for example, in this case it's a different height, so we pick all. So we see with this circle is where we were with the scanner, so we cannot pick here because we don't have points on the head, but this one is a point on the head, so we see it's 190.99, and we change again to here. The double door is not a double door, but just for trying, is opening into this direction. We pick the width, the direction, and the text if we need it. If not, we don't need it, and so on. So we could use whatever we need. So for example, for creating such kind of doors, we can create first the opening. In this case, it's even wider inside than outside, so in our case we would need to go to here and use this one. So we pick line, outer line, inner line, and as you see here, the points that we need. So P1, P2, P3, P4, and then A and C. So we have first this frame of the door, and now we can insert the door. So then we move to group 1, single door, because it's a single door here, and then we pick is opening into this direction. So first line, second line, hinge point, width point for the minimal clearing width. It's opening into this direction, and we insert the text there. We can check at any time how it looks like. So without the point cloud, so if we click here with the mouse key and I'm pressing the shift key at the same time, we close everything, or double click depending, and then we could turn off the point cloud and we can check how our final drawing is looking. Or we can also see it with white background, and we could even change the plotting view filter to black or whatever, so we could see it much easier if we want. So we change it back to black, and we activate the point cloud again, and then we would draw this window. The same either from station view, from the cutting plane view. So we are moving now this cutting plane, which is right now here. We move it to here. We are moving it to here, so we can see everything. So we go again to plane manager. It should be open on the other screen, but anyway, so we pick the cross one and we just move to here. So we see here that we are seeing the seal and the head and everything. Okay, so we can close this, go to window from here or from here, it doesn't matter, and then we choose which window type it is. So we see it here, it's different widths inside and outside, so I pick this one. If we need to assign it to a special room, the same, so I just click here and it's assigned to this room, and then the same, either from here, floor, seal, head, and then wall 1, wall 2, and then these points the same as we did for the door, for the outer wall, this, and this, and then for the width of the window, sometimes it's easier from here, or we could even pick it from here. We could pick there and pick there, so we have the two lines, and then we can also insert the text. with the width, with the height, and with the sill height, and so on. So we could do the rest from here. So before creating more elements, I would recommend to check how we can create the free rooms. So to do that, I would like to change to the first floor, because we have some irregular rooms there. So we pick, for example, here, we change to the first floor. So we see this room, for example, because we have these angles here. So we would like to now to create this with the free function. So we go to wall, we choose here 0, 1. Doing this, we will create the elements on the proper layer with 0, 1 underscore wall, etc. And then we would do this for picking the floor, this for picking the ceiling, and then we change to free. So from now we need 2 points per wall, and you see here that the rest is grayed out, so we cannot do any mistake. We start picking here, so I'm keeping the zoom like this so you can see it much better. First floor, and you see that we are seeing the lines from the other floor, so we just deactivate 0, 0 and minus 0, 1, 0, 2, so we only see the layers of 0, 1 under this view filter. So we pick first point, second point, then for this wall also 2 points. Now this intersection was already calculated, and so on. This 2 points of this, 2 points of this, and 2 points of this, and I close. So we see that the room has been created. The same for the rest. If, for example, for this one, this is whatever it is, lounge, and then we create again this from here, or from the horizontal plane, or from wherever we want. 2 points for each wall. In this case, we didn't scan from here, so we don't see this wall. So we would place this here and here, and then I can show the points ID, so you see where I'm picking, and here, and then we need this, and this, also this and this, and we close. So we have this room there, and then, for example, we want to insert this door, so we would change to door, do as we did before. We just keep the height, so first wall, because it's opening into this direction, second wall, point, opening, and text, and so on. And if we open, for example, the 3D view, we can see the 3D elements that we are creating. So for example, we show them here. This is the 3D view, and we say we don't want to see the point cloud, but we can choose this filter. So we pick all, first, second, and we deactivate the point cloud, so we can see this. And if we close the cutting plane view, we can see it a bit better with the outer wall, with the rooms that we have created on the ground floor, and the rooms that we have created on the first floor.